Hey everyone, how's it going? So I want to walk you through some of the accounting, the data, the quantitative stuff for this chapter. I know it can be overwhelming for some of you, so I'll do the best I can to walk you through some of the calculations here. So here we want to think about the revenue of our competitive firm. Again, as a business major, or most of you in the business realm, you really should be thinking about your income statement. So again, total revenue is going to be your price times quantity. So some students have a difficult time understanding the difference between total and average. Total is all your units sold times your price. Average is per unit. All right, so the total revenue again would be 10 times 0. If I sold 0 units at $10, obviously my revenue would be 0. 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. All right, all the way down. Now my average revenue, I want to know what my revenue is per unit. I would take my total revenue, which is 10, divided by 1 unit gives me 10. 20 divided by 2 gives me 10 as well. The key concept that we're learning here, the price, regardless of how much quantity I sell, my price is going to be the same for every unit. So that's again why we're a price taker for this chapter. Here we want to think about maybe a farm selling milk. The farmer can't, when they send it to the grocery store, they can't charge extra price because people don't care about the brand. They don't care about paying extra money for that milk. They just view the commodity. Milk is milk. It's all the same. All right. So that's a key thing, is that the price here is constant at $10. Now the marginal revenue tells me for every extra unit I produce, every extra gallon of milk I produce, what's the extra revenue I get from producing that milk. So the way we calculate that, the triangle here again is the delta, and the Greek alphabet is change. So most of you hopefully know from mathematics that the triangle is change in total revenue. So the change in total revenue is right here. So 0 to 10 is 10, 10 to 20 is 10, 20 to 30 is 10. All right. Change in quantities over here. So that is 0 to 1 is 1. It's not always going to be nice and neat, 1 by 1 unit by that. But basically that's what I'm taking. 10 divided by 1 is 10. 10 divided by 1 is 10. And as you can see, mathematically speaking, it's going to be 10 all the way down. So what have we learned? For this chapter, price equals average revenue and equals marginal revenue. All right, that's a key concept here, that the price, the average revenue, and marginal revenue are all the same number. Why is that? Again, because I'm a price taker, so the price can't be changed regardless of the quantity. All right, so let's go down below here and think about profit maximization. So why does marginal revenue equal price? Because again, I'm a price taker, can't influence price. Can I increase quantity? So yes, even though I can't change my price, I can increase quantity. Remember, revenue is price and quantity. So even if I charge the same price, if I can sell more quantity, I can make more revenue. So that's really the goal of the farmer or anyone in this business, is you really want to maximize the quantity even though you can't change the price. All right. So the farmer ideally will sell a lot of milk even if they can't charge a higher price. Now, in ideal business, if I cut to the chase a little bit, in ideal business, what do you want to do? Increase price and quantity. So think about the iPhone. The iPhone here, Apple can charge a very high price for this and sell a lot of units. That is why Apple is a $1 trillion company. You want to sell a high price and a lot of units. Unfortunately, every business doesn't have that kind of monopoly type of power that Apple does. A farm, and I'll kind of cut to the chase a little bit, a farm is actually economically a horrible business because you can't increase your price at all. The only thing you can do is increase quantity. So again, another core concept here is you can increase quantity. Why is that? So think about a bucket of water. If I throw a bucket of water in the ocean, is the level of the ocean going to go up because I threw some water in the ocean? Of course not. It's a little bit of water with a huge quantity of water. So that's similar to, let's say I have a farm and I'm producing apples. If I sell apples at the local market, am I really going to change the price of apples? No, it's such a small supply. There's thousands and thousands of apples. It's not going to have a big influence. All right. So to maximize profit, one thing you should learn is we're looking for the point where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So here's our profit maximization. Again, here's really our income statement. Here's our data that we should be thinking about over here. So again, here's our total numbers, our total revenue, our total cost, and our total profit. Again, total revenue is price times quantity. Total cost is a combination of your fixed and variable cost. Remember, we learned that in chapter 13. And total profit is going to be total revenue minus total cost. All right, so 0 minus $5 gives me a net loss of -5. 10 minus 9 gives me a profit of 1. So ideally in green here, the $7 is my profit maximization. That's what I want to do. If you guys are business folks out there, the reason you're taking this course is to maximize profit when you guys are managers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, to maximize profit. If you're running a business that has these characteristics, your goal is to find this price and this quantity. All right, so ideally what you want to find is where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. All right, so we filled in our marginal revenue. Remember, that's $10 all the way down. Your marginal cost is the change in total cost, which is over here, divided by your change in quantity. So 10 is obviously greater than 4, 10 is greater than 6, 10 is greater than 8. If that's the case, you keep producing more, where 10 equals 10. That's where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. 10 is obviously less than 12, so that's where you would reduce it. So the change in profit, this 642, that's how much extra profit is being added to your business. So and this is more $6 additional profit, 4 all the way down. So this is where you can't maximize any additional profit, is where, again, marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So let's look at that on a graph. So you guys can go ahead and graph these numbers. Here's your marginal cost curve. Again, the marginal cost curve is sloping up because of diminishing productivity. The marginal revenue curve is straight across because, again, you're a price taker. So you can increase or decrease quantity. So if you produce one quantity here, that's at this point over here where marginal cost is less than marginal revenue. So marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost. So if that's the case for this business, you want to increase quantity. You want to keep increasing quantity until you get to that equilibrium, all right, where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. Again, that quantity here is 4, and if we look up here, the profit would be $7. Now, theoretically, if you went too far, this is where your marginal cost is above your marginal revenue, so you would want to reduce your quantity to maximize your profit. So that's a sweet spot right there for this business. You want to produce approximately 3 or 4 gallons of milk or quantity of milk to maximize your profit at $7. And again, just to understand all these different numbers and curves, the reason the marginal cost curve is going up, which we learned in chapter 13, is your business is becoming less productive, which is increasing the cost of each additional unit of milk. If this is a farm, the reason the farm is becoming less productive is, let's say, my barn is very crowded, and adding more cows in there is too crowded, and I really can't add any additional cows. Otherwise, I'd have to get a bigger barn, which obviously would increase my cost. So a farm, just like any business, faces the diminishing productivity. Every business faces a marginal cost curve that does somewhat slope up. And again, that's another key concept that we learned in chapter 13. All right. So again, hopefully you're filling out this worksheet and you'll be completing the quiz to everything that I'm kind of covering, and hopefully not putting you to sleep as I cover this material. All right. All right, so I'm going to stop that there, and then we'll cover some of these other things in the next video.